What truly makes a person powerful, not just in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of the soul. It's not always about wealth, fame, or how loud someone's voice is. Real power is silent. It's hidden deep inside the hearts of those who walk with purpose, who live with discipline, and who never forget the presence of Allah. In a world full of noise and distractions, powerful people stand out, not because they seek attention, but because they carry something unshakable within. In this video, we're going to explore 11 powerful habits that every strong believer should build in their life. These are the quiet strengths that shape character, grow patience, protect peace, and connect the heart deeply to Allah. They're not loud habits, but they make the loudest impact. So if you're tired of feeling weak, lost, or overwhelmed, stay with us till the end. These habits might just change your perspective forever. They master their emotions. A truly powerful person is not someone who never feels pain, anger, sadness, or frustration. It is someone who learns to master these emotions without allowing them to control their actions. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm, but inside you, there is stillness. That is what mastering emotions looks like. It doesn't mean pretending to be okay or hiding your feelings. It means acknowledging them but choosing how to respond instead of reacting. Life will test you in many ways. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will challenge you. Your own mind will sometimes become your biggest enemy. But in those moments, the person who remains grounded is the one who wins. Power is not in shouting back when someone yells at you or in breaking things when you're angry. Real power is in staying calm when your heart is shaking. It's in walking away from arguments that go nowhere. It's in keeping your peace when others are trying to drag you into chaos. When you train yourself to master emotions, you stop being a prisoner to your mood. You stop being easily triggered. You stop being controlled by other people's actions. Instead, you live on your terms. You become like a flame that nothing can blow out. You rise above things that used to break you. Your silence becomes louder than someone else's screaming. Your patience becomes your armor. Your peace becomes your strength. And in the middle of life's noise, you stand like a mountain, firm, silent, unshaken. People notice this. They feel your energy without you saying a word. That's when you truly know you are powerful. Not because you're perfect, but because you've trained yourself to pause, reflect, and act from a place of strength, rather than weakness. Mastering emotions is not a one-time thing, it is a habit. It's a journey. Some days you will lose your calm, some days your anger may win. But if you keep coming back to your center, if you keep reminding yourself that your peace matters more than proving a point, you will grow stronger each day. You will stop reacting and start responding. You will stop living on the surface and start living with depth. And when you do that, Allah places a quiet strength inside you that no one can shake. You become a source of peace for others. You become someone whose presence brings calmness. And that is what makes a person truly powerful. Not muscles, not money, not position, but the ability to remain steady in an unsteady world. To hold your soul gently while the storm passes, and to always rise with grace. That's the habit of every truly powerful person. They stay focused on what matters. A powerful person is not the one who tries to do everything, but the one who knows exactly what deserves their time, energy, and attention. In a world full of noise, full of endless distractions, full of people chasing things that don't even matter tomorrow, the powerful one stays rooted in purpose. They know what they are here for. They don't allow every shiny thing to pull them off their path. They're not interested in gossip, drama, or trends that fade in a week. They don't spend hours comparing their life to others or trying to impress people who don't even care. They wake up with intention. They sleep with clarity. Their life is simple but strong. Their focus is not scattered all over the place because they have trained their eyes and heart to stay fixed on what actually builds them. When others waste years chasing attention, they are busy working in silence. When others are lost in fear of missing out, They're building something that lasts. They understand the power of saying no. They say no to things that look good but don't serve them. They say no to people who drain them. They say no to habits that slow them down. And every time they say no to what doesn't matter, they say yes to what does. Their life becomes lighter, clearer, and more meaningful. You'll never find a powerful person constantly switching directions or chasing 100 goals at once. You'll find them walking slowly but surely towards something greater. They choose depth over noise. And the reason they seem so strong isn't because they have more than others, but because they've let go of everything that weakens them. They don't care to be everywhere. They don't try to please everyone. They don't live just to be. Instead, they live to make a difference, even if it's small, even if it's unseen by the world. This kind of focus creates power. It builds an unshakable person, someone who doesn't get thrown off balance easily. Because when you know what matters, nothing else can distract you. You don't get jealous. You don't get lost in doubts. You don't waste time. You don't chase temporary satisfaction. You stay grounded. And when you stay grounded, Allah opens doors for you that you never saw coming. You start living a life that is not only productive, but peaceful. A life that doesn't need noise to feel important. The power of focus is rare, and that's why it's beautiful. Anyone can be busy, but only a few know how to be focused. And those few, those are the ones who truly grow, who truly lead, and who truly shine. So stay focused on what matters, and let the rest fade into the background, where it belongs. They practice discipline every day. Discipline is the invisible engine behind every powerful person's success. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, and it's not something people celebrate. But it's always there, working silently in the background, shaping a person into someone unstoppable. A disciplined person does not wait for the perfect mood or the perfect timing to act. They don't depend on motivation. They show up even when they're tired, even when no one is watching, even when they feel like quitting. Discipline is what makes a person choose what's right over what's easy. It's what helps them wake up early when the world is asleep. It's what helps them keep going when others have already given up. While most people want comfort, the disciplined ones seek growth. They know that comfort feels good now, but growth feels better forever. They don't waste their hours scrolling through meaningless content or chasing every distraction. They know time is valuable, and they guard it with intention. They have routines. They plan their day. They stick to their commitments. Even if the results come slowly, they trust the process. They don't jump from one thing to another every few days. They stay consistent, and that consistency turns into power. Over time, this daily practice makes them stronger, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It builds self-respect, because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you trust yourself more. And when you trust yourself, nothing can stop you. A disciplined person doesn't just work hard, they work smart. They know when to rest. They take care of their body. They feed their mind with wisdom. They manage their emotions instead of letting their emotions manage them. And the most powerful thing is, they do all this quietly. They don't announce their efforts. They don't need applause. They are driven by something deeper, something real. They are driven by purpose. And when you live with discipline, you start to walk a different path. Life becomes more stable. You don't feel lost all the time. You don't wait for things to happen. You go and make them happen with patience, with consistency, with strength. Allah sees your effort, and even if no one else notices, the doors begin to open slowly. Things start aligning. Your life takes a shape that others can't understand. That's the reward of discipline. It transforms you from the inside out. It's not easy. There will be days when you fall. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. But the powerful ones get up again and again, no matter how many times they fall. They know that real success is not in perfection, it's in persistence, and that is what makes them unstoppable. They speak less, listen more. There is a quiet kind of strength that lives in the hearts of those who don't always feel the need to speak. Truly powerful people don't rush to give their opinions on everything. They don't interrupt others just to be heard. They understand that silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. In a world where everyone wants to talk, they choose to listen, not just with their ears, but with their heart. They observe, they absorb, they understand before responding. They don't speak just to fill the silence. They speak when their words have meaning, when their voice brings value. That's why when they finally say something, people pay attention, because their words carry weight, not because they're loud, but because they are real. A powerful person knows that talking too much often leads to regret. It exposes your plans, it reveals your emotions, and sometimes it weakens your position. But when you listen more, you learn more. You see things that others miss. You notice patterns. You catch what's not being said. And that gives you an advantage that no loud voice can match. Listening also teaches humility. It shows that you respect others. It shows that you are open to learning. It shows that you're not driven by ego, but by understanding. Powerful people aren't the ones who dominate every conversation. They are the ones who make others feel heard, valued, and understood. This habit helps them connect deeply with people. It helps them avoid unnecessary conflicts. It helps them respond with calmness instead of reacting with emotion. And when they do speak, their voice carries the strength of silence behind it. They don't waste energy on gossip, arguments, or proving their intelligence. They let their actions speak. They let their peace speak. Their calmness becomes their power. They understand that not everything needs a reaction. Not every insult needs a reply, and not every moment requires a comment. Instead, they use their energy wisely. They reflect before responding. They ask themselves, will these words help or hurt? And if the answer is unclear, they choose silence. That is not weakness. That is control. That is not fear. That is wisdom. In a world where people talk without thinking, where every second is filled with noise, the one who chooses to listen stands out. They learn faster, they grow deeper, and slowly Allah blesses them with insight that others can't see. Their quiet becomes their shield, their calm becomes their influence, and their silence becomes their strength. That's why every truly powerful person knows that speaking less and listening more is not just a habit, it's a way of life. They choose peace over drama. One of the most powerful habits you'll ever develop is the ability to walk away from things that disturb your peace. A truly powerful person doesn't chase arguments, doesn't entertain chaos, and doesn't respond to every little problem with emotional outbursts. They understand the value of peace, and they protect it like a precious treasure. When someone tries to drag them into a useless fight, they don't react with fire, they respond with calm. They know that not every comment deserves an answer, not every situation needs their energy, and not every person is worth explaining yourself to. Choosing peace doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are wise. It means you know that your time, your energy, and your heart are too valuable to waste on things that don't matter in the long run. Drama always demands your attention. It pulls you in, makes you feel like you need to defend yourself, prove your point, or fight back. But the strong one knows that silence is sometimes the best reply. Walking away doesn't mean you've lost. It means you've risen. It means you've seen the bigger picture and decided that your growth is more important than someone's opinion. It's easy to get caught up in the emotions of the moment, to say something you'll regret, to react just because your pride is hurt. But a powerful person pauses, they breathe, they remember who they are. They don't need to win every argument because they already know their worth. They don't need to be right all the time because their identity isn't tied to ego. They live with peace inside them, and they refuse to let the outside world steal it away. When people gossip about them, they stay quiet. When lies are told, they stay calm because they believe that truth always comes out and time always reveals everything. They trust the process, and more than that, they trust Allah. They believe that peace is not something you find outside, it's something you build within, and they work on it every day. They make time for reflection. They avoid people who thrive on negativity. They choose their circle wisely. They speak gently. They forgive quickly. They let go of what they cannot control. And all of these small choices build a powerful shield of peace around them, a peace that no insult can destroy. a peace that no situation can shake, a peace that lives deep inside and shines through everything they do. This is the kind of peace that gives power, not the kind that shouts for attention, but the kind that leads in silence. The one that doesn't need to react, doesn't need to explain, doesn't need to prove. That is true strength. That is real power. And the one who chooses peace over drama again and again becomes someone no chaos can break. They spend time alone. There is a special kind of strength found only in silence. And the most powerful people in this world have learned how to be alone, not with loneliness, but with purpose. They don't fear being by themselves because they know that solitude is not empty. It's full of answers. When life becomes noisy and the world demands your attention, stepping away becomes necessary. A powerful person chooses solitude, not because they are antisocial, but because they are deeply connected to themselves and they understand that spending time alone helps them clear their thoughts, recharge their energy, and reconnect with what truly matters. In those quiet moments, away from screens, people, and pressure, they listen to their inner voice. They reflect on their choices. They think about their future. They check in with their heart. This time alone is not wasted. It is sacred. It is where they discover strength they didn't know they had. It's where they prepare for the battles no one else sees. It's where they cry, heal, grow, and plan. While others constantly need people to distract them from their pain or fill their silence, powerful people sit with it. They face it, and that is why they rise stronger. Being alone teaches you to rely less on approval. You stop needing others to make you feel important. You begin to understand that your worth comes from Allah, not from people's attention or opinions. You stop chasing company that doesn't value you. You stop settling for conversations that drain you. Instead, you learn to enjoy your own presence. You begin to feed your soul with things that help you grow. Reading, writing, thinking, praying, and slowly your mind becomes sharper. Your decisions become wiser, your heart becomes lighter. The ability to be alone is not a weakness, it is a superpower. It means you are never truly lost, because you can always find peace within yourself. It means you are not afraid of silence, because you've made friends with it. And in that silence you find clarity. You see the truth about people, about situations, about yourself. You realize that not everyone deserves access to your time. Not every problem needs your involvement, and not every invitation needs your presence. You become selective, not because you think you are better, but because you value your energy. And Allah blesses you with insight, with calmness, and with strength that no one can take away. A powerful person walks alone when needed, not to escape the world, but to build something deeper inside. So don't fear those quiet days. Don't rush to fill every moment with noise. Learn to sit with your soul, because the one who is comfortable in their own company is never truly alone. They are always guided, always watched, and always supported by Allah. That is the kind of power no crowd can give you, and no hardship can take away. They forgive, but never forget the lesson. A powerful person understands that holding on to anger and resentment is like carrying a heavy chain around the heart. It doesn't hurt the one who caused the pain. It only hurts the one who keeps holding it. That's why they forgive, not for others, but for themselves. Forgiveness is a habit that sets them free. It clears their mind. It lightens their soul. It allows them to move forward without the weight of what was done to them. But forgiving doesn't mean forgetting the experience or pretending like nothing happened. It means learning the lesson and moving on with wisdom. The truly powerful don't live in the past. They don't replay the betrayal, the insult, or the mistake over and over. They don't stay stuck in what someone else did wrong. They release it. They let it go. And in doing so, they take back their power. But they never walk blindly into the same situation again. They remember how it felt. They remember what it taught them. They remember how it shaped them. And they use that lesson to protect their heart, to make better choices, to build stronger boundaries. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. It takes courage to let go of pain. It takes wisdom to protect your peace without turning bitter. The one who forgives without forgetting the lesson becomes stronger, not softer. They don't seek revenge. They don't wish harm. They simply detach. They don't carry hate in their heart. Instead, they carry clarity. They know who they are now. They know what they will and will not allow again. And that understanding gives them confidence. It gives them maturity. It gives them control. The world may try to make them hard, but they choose to stay kind, not because they are blind, but because they are healed. They trust that justice will come, that truth will always rise, and that Allah sees what was hidden. So they leave it in His hands and move forward with a clean heart and a sharp mind. They protect their peace without losing their kindness. They grow wiser without growing cold. And that balance, that calm strength, is what sets them apart. People may try to take advantage of their kindness once, but never twice, because they've learned, they've grown, and now they walk with both forgiveness in their heart and wisdom in their step. That is the true power, being able to let go of what was meant to break you and using it instead to build something unshakable inside you. A powerful person doesn't carry pain forever. They turn it into purpose. They don't keep wounds open. They turn them into wisdom, and they don't hold grudges. They rise above them with grace. That's how they keep moving forward, free and fearless, with Allah always guiding their path. They respect time, theirs and others. Time is one of the greatest gifts given to us, and powerful people never treat it lightly. They understand that every minute is a part of their life, and once it passes, it never returns. That's why they live with purpose. They value their time like it's gold, because to them, it truly is. They don't waste hours in meaningless talk or unplanned days filled with distractions. They wake up knowing what they want to accomplish. They organize their time with care. They make schedules, set priorities, and protect their focus. While others are rushing through the day without direction, the powerful walk with intention. They don't just let the day happen, they shape it. But it's not just about their own time. They also respect other people's time. They don't show up late. They don't cancel without reason. They don't keep others waiting, because they know that wasting someone's time is also a form of and someone who respects others gains respect in return. Their habit of valuing time makes them reliable. It builds their reputation. People trust them. People listen to them. People feel safe around them, because they know their presence is not careless. It's meaningful. Time management doesn't just make you productive. It makes you powerful. It keeps you ahead. It brings you peace. It gives you control. Because when your day is in your hands, your life is too. You no longer feel rushed, stressed, or lost. You start completing things that matter. You start finding space for growth, reflection, and even rest. The powerful use their time to learn, to build, to reflect, to improve. They invest it into things that bring them closer to success, closer to peace, and closer to Allah. They don't let time slip through their fingers, because they know they will never get it back. They see it as a blessing and treat it with respect. Even their rest is planned. Even their fun has boundaries. Not because they are strict, but because they are focused. They know what they want, and they know that time is the vehicle that will take them there. They don't delay important things. They don't say later to things that should be done now. They move with discipline, with awareness, and with clarity. Their days are not perfect, but they are intentional, and that intention makes all the difference. When you start valuing your time, you start valuing your life. And when you start valuing your life, you stop giving energy to things that don't deserve it. You become more present, more productive, more powerful. The clock keeps ticking, and the powerful understand this deeply. That's why they use every minute with purpose, with honor, and with the remembrance that every second is a gift from Allah, not to be taken for granted. They keep their intentions clean. A truly powerful person does not do things just for show. Their actions are not guided by ego or the desire to be praised. Instead, everything they do comes from a place of sincerity and truth. They know that the world may not see what they do, but Allah always does. So they work in silence, they help in private, they make efforts that no one claps for, and they find peace in knowing that they are being watched by the only one who truly matters. Clean intentions bring strength that cannot be shaken. When you're not doing things to impress others, their opinions lose power over you. Whether people appreciate you or ignore you, you keep going. Whether they notice your effort or criticize it, you remain focused. This is the secret of powerful people. They are not distracted by attention, they are driven by purpose. Their hearts are not full of pride, they are full of clarity. They don't give to be called generous, they don't lead to be seen as important. They don't speak to be admired, they do what is right, because it's right, even if no one is watching. That kind of purity builds an unshakable foundation. Their life becomes calm because they are not constantly worried about how others see them. They are not competing for likes or chasing approval. Their actions are guided by truth, not trends. Their peace comes from knowing that they are walking in the path of honesty. Clean intentions also bring blessings. When your heart is pure, your path becomes easier. Allah opens doors for you that others cannot understand. Things fall into place without struggle. You attract goodness. You find help at the right time. Not because you shouted for attention, but because your heart whispered sincerity. Powerful people guard their intentions like a treasure. They check their heart before they act. They ask themselves why they're doing something. Is it for truth, or is it for applause? Is it for growth, or is it for ego? And if they feel the answer is wrong, they correct themselves. They stay humble. They remind themselves that the goal is not to be seen by people, but to be accepted by Allah. That reminder keeps them grounded, focused, and peaceful. They live with quiet dignity. They may not always be the loudest in the room, but they are the strongest in spirit. And that strength comes from the purity of their intention. So when you see someone moving quietly, helping without being asked, leading without seeking fame, and growing without needing praise, know that you are looking at a truly powerful soul, because power built on sincerity never fades. It doesn't need to be advertised. It doesn't need to be explained. It simply shines in the way that only truth can shine, with calm, with peace, and with the silent support of Allah. They are not afraid to be different. A powerful person never sacrifices their truth just to fit in. They don't follow the crowd blindly. They don't change who they are to be accepted. They walk their path with confidence, even when it's lonely, even when others don't understand. Being different doesn't scare them, it strengthens. They know that the world often tries to silence people who choose to live with values, who choose honesty over popularity, who choose humility over ego. But the powerful person stands firm. They don't bend their identity to match the expectations of others. They don't wear masks to impress people. They live with depth, not for attention, but for purpose. While others are chasing what's trending, they are focused on what's timeless. While others fear rejection, they fear losing themselves. This courage to be different is rare, and that's why it is powerful. It means they are not controlled by fear. They are not shaped by opinions. They are not owned by the world. Their strength comes from within, and they carry it everywhere they go. They don't speak just to be heard. They speak because they believe in what they say. They don't follow a path because everyone else is walking on it. They follow the path that feels right, even if no one else is on it. They have made peace with being misunderstood. They know that not everyone will support them, not everyone will clap for them, but they are not living for the world's approval. They are living for truth. And when you live for truth, you automatically become different. You don't laugh at what others laugh at. You don't join in when others gossip. You don't follow trends that go against your value. And yes, sometimes that makes you stand alone, but it also makes you powerful, because in that moment, you are choosing Allah over everything else. You are choosing purpose over popularity. You are choosing real over fake. This kind of strength doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need to be loud. It simply needs faith, discipline, and courage. The courage to say no when others say yes. The courage to stand up when others stay silent. The courage to remain kind in a world that can be cruel. Being different is not a weakness. It is your superpower. It means you are thinking for yourself. It means you are living with vision. It means you are guided by something bigger than the world. And Allah always helps those who stay true to themselves, even when it's hard. So don't be afraid to be different. Don't hide your values. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Stand tall, walk strong, and live honestly, because in a world full of copies, the one who dares to be real becomes unforgettable. That is the kind of person who leaves a mark, not through noise, but through character. And that is what makes someone truly powerful. They trust the timing of Allah. Every powerful person carries a deep belief that nothing in this life happens without purpose. They don't rush things, they don't panic when life doesn't go their way, and they don't lose hope when they're tested. Instead, they trust the timing of Allah. This trust gives them calmness in chaos. It gives them strength when things fall apart. They understand that success is not always fast, blessings don't always come immediately, and answers don't always appear right away. But that doesn't mean they will never come. A powerful person is patient, not because life is always easy, but because their heart is rooted in the belief that Allah knows when the time is right. They don't chase what isn't meant for them. They don't beg for doors that Allah has closed. They know that every delay has a reason, every silence has wisdom, every setback is part of something greater being built behind the scenes. This mindset is powerful because it helps them keep going when most would give up. It keeps them grounded when life feels uncertain. It reminds them that nothing is wasted, not the tears, not the effort, not the prayers whispered at night. Everything is being recorded. Everything is being answered in ways that may not be seen right away, but will one day make perfect sense. This level of faith builds a person who doesn't get broken by failure, who doesn't get shaken by waiting. Instead, they rise with more peace, more strength, and more clarity. Trusting the timing of Allah doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you do your best and let go of what you can't control. It means you stop comparing your journey to others. You stop forcing things to happen your way. You let life flow with the trust that whatever is written for you will find you at the exact moment it's supposed to. No sooner, no later. And in that trust, you discover power, the power of peace, the power of faith, the power of patience. Even when life feels slow, you keep showing up. Even when others get ahead, you stay focused. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, you know that Allah is working behind every moment. That kind of belief makes you unshakable. It helps you walk through storms with calmness. It helps you smile during silence. It helps you keep hope alive, even when the world tells you to give up. Because the most powerful people are not those who always win quickly. They are those who trust the process deeply. They don't rush fate. They don't demand answers. They simply surrender to the wisdom of Allah. And in that surrender, they find the real meaning of strength. So whatever you're facing, take a deep breath, do your part, and leave the rest to Allah. What is meant for you will never miss you. And when it arrives, it will come with peace, clarity, and purpose. That is the silent power of patience and trust. True power doesn't come from titles, loud voices, or how many people follow you. It comes from inner discipline, quiet strength, and deep connection with Allah. The habits we shared today are not just routines, they are keys to a life of peace, clarity, and silent victory. If you start walking this path, even slowly, you'll feel a change inside you, one that makes you calm in chaos, strong in hardship, and humble in success. Remember, powerful people are not born. They are shaped by their choices, struggles, and their trust in Allah. So don't stop here. Begin your journey today. And as you grow, always carry these habits with you like your armor in this noisy world.